Hi everyone and welcome back to another podcast. This is episode 129 and I am here and Ian is too.
Hello.
And this is the first podcast from our new Lego room.
I'm sure they can tell.
Yeah. What do you mean?
What?
You're saying that the audio will be different?
Yes.
Better?
Of course.
Cool. It's quite exciting. So, we are going to talk about our recent experience of a LUG event. And by recent, I mean about 30 minutes ago. So...
This isn't because we didn't want to do it yesterday and had no plan for what to talk about. So we're just going to talk about what we did today.
No, I think it's... Because we've been meaning to get to a LUG event for ages.
We have.
And every
By
time...
LUG event, we mean a LUG Meetup.
Yes,
So-
because we've been obviously to shows
Yeah.
which are run by LUG. So you're right. Okay, a LUG meetup, and we've been meaning to get to one for ages, and every time we notice that it's the meetup the day after it's happened. Like we're just not being proactive,
Well, sometimes
or
we've done that, or
it's not been clear what time it started, and then we didn't want to turn
we've
up.
had issues with babysitters and stuff. I think like there was one and your mum was going to look after the girls at the weekend because we were going away, I think, and therefore asking her to also look after them during the week and stuff like that. You know, lots of different things getting in the way.
Yeah, you don't want to use up too many babysitting credits. So we have literally driven home from this LUG meetup in not silence, but wanting to talk about it, but not wanting to ruin the podcast, because if we talk about it, we'll forget about stuff.
Yeah.
So, how did you find the experience, Ian?
Yeah, it was okay.
Very non-committal.
Yeah. So join us next week for another exciting episode.
That would be hilarious. That's all we've got to say. It's right. It was okay. We came home with free Lego.
We did.
I mean...
So do you want to talk about what actually happened?
So, we went to a pub. We got our babysitter for our kids.
Yes.
We didn't eat a dinner with them, so we were like, we're in a pub, we get to eat food.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie, that's one of the most exciting parts for me because I like food. Yeah. But there was a group of 10, 12 of us, maybe 13. Yeah, 13 or 14 actually. Yeah. AFOLs, I guess. All AFOLs.
Yeah.
And we played with Lego for a bit.
Yeah, we chatted.
Yeah, I would say it was a heavily chat-based event.
Yes.
Because I've seen other LUG events on, because we're part of Brickish, which is a UK-wide one, so they have like local meetups, so you get to see the other local ones, like the photos from their events and things, and you can kind of see they have like themed evenings, and I think some of them you bring along your stuff, and actually that was the thing, people kept turning up with Lego models to show each other, which was, I don't know if it was to show each other or whether it was to pass over to each other as well. The two newbies definitely bought stuff to show off. Yeah. But I think one was bringing it to hand it over to put in a display somewhere else. Yeah. So
yes. So although it was our first LUG meetup, we weren't considered newbies.
No, because
we have met pretty much everyone there. I think we've met before in one form or another. But then there were two people who were there, and they were proper newbies, and so we essentially started off with everyone introducing themselves. Yeah. Which is quite nice, just going round and everyone giving a little bit of...
You say story. Quite nice, but those are the kind of things I hate doing. Like, say who you are and a little bit about yourself. And like, you spend all your time thinking about what you're going to say about yourself, that you listen to pretty much zero of anything else. So, like, there were people who I genuinely wanted to know more about, who I have no idea what they said, because I was like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? I don't know.
I don't think about that until it's my turn, and then I just open my mouth and see what I say.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, see, I'm not one of those people. No. So, but you also can't remember anything that you said. So, whereas I know what I said because I planned what I was going to say. So a different thing. But to be fair, it was nice to meet people, and all the people after me, I paid more attention to than the people before me. No, I listened to most of it. Okay, we're in the new Lego room, and Ian has forgotten quite how far back his chair goes.
It's not how far back it goes; it's how easily it moves back. That's what just
his face just looked like he was about to fall off his chair. It was. I wish we'd recorded the face for that one. Yeah. Anywho, it was nice to actually hear people's names, find out what they like to do with Lego. That sounds sounds a bit weird, but I mean, like, what kind of things they like to
Yeah.
build, how
So,
they
like,
like to build,
yeah,
like
one of the
technique
things that everyone
versus.
said what the last set they'd built or bought was.
Yeah.
So you kind of get a feel for what people like.
Yeah, and you could tell by what they built, but then not bought, but not then built, like how good they are at keeping on top of their backlogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we're all as bad as one another. Right? We
Yes.
buy the sets because we think, oh, that looks cool, and then we just don't go around to building it.
Yeah.
I think we're probably the exceptions to that rule, although we still have a massive backlog
Yes.
because we build a lot
We do build a lot.
and very often. So. But yeah, so having the newbies there meant we got the benefit of that. I don't know if that was a normal thing, like if they already knew each other, whether they would just
I think that was
chat.
specifically.
Yeah.
I can't remember who brought up the idea of doing it.
Vaughan.
Was it Vaughan who said it? Could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And said, because we've got new people here, shall we go round?
Yeah.
And then he was asking for someone to go first, and then he had to go first.
Yeah, because no one likes doing it.
Yeah.
It's not an enjoyable thing, but it is normally a necessary thing because otherwise, how are you going to know people? So there was a lot of chatter. I think that took up quite a lot of time, the introducing.
Yeah.
And then it was it then, let's get some Lego bricks out and play, essentially?
No, so then they did the draw, didn't they?
I thought that was same time. No, it wasn't. Yeah. So a bit of chatter, and then there was some sets that needed to be given out as part of LUG support. Like, we've got these, we can do what we want with them. And like, you wouldn't possibly other LUG meetups, if you've got the themed like competitions, you'd give them out as prizes and things, but they were essentially just being raffled off.
Yes.
So
So
we all
everyone's name went in the hat.
Yeah, put our name in a hat, and we won. Woo, I won specifically.
You won, yes.
I got a car, not a real car, a Lego car. Just to
little
clarify.
3-in-1,
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm happy. I wanted the friend set, but at the same time, I don't
We had
need.
most of the friend sets.
I don't think we had that friend set.
No.
I don't know. It was too dark. The pub we were in was not very well lit,
No.
and so like being able to see what the sets were. But there's quite a lot of Technic as well, so I'm not really a big fan of Technic. But I'm not going to say no to free Lego ever. Like, I'm sorry, I'll take the free Lego, thank you. But yeah, then out came like several boxes of just loose Lego. Quite a good variety of parts in there. Like some mini dolls, some minifigs, and lots of pieces. Quite a lot of, like, not just like one piece. So you could take like 4 or 5 pieces. So I think we were meant to be building something Christmassy. I'm not entirely sure I built anything Christmassy.
Shocking.
I don't have confidence in my mock skills. There's no, I look at a piece and think I'll build something from that specific piece. So I just started putting bits together just for fun. And then made up a story to make it try and be a bit
you essentially
Christmassy.
just fiddled with Lego.
Yeah,
which is something you constantly tell me off about.
Because you do it during a podcast right by the microphone.
Yeah.
And also you do it and then you just leave, like you do it in secret. And you leave the pieces, like, but you don't make anything specific. You just put pieces together.
Yeah.
And then you just leave them about. So I'm like, is this part of a build? Is this important? And I don't know. And that's irritating. You built a duck.
I did.
I built a emergency replacement sleigh for in case Rudolph is sick or something. Yeah. But you have to push it along with your hands. So
it's basically a wheelbarrow.
It was
with a platform built on it.
There was a wheelbarrow piece. I put some mini dolls in it. I had a horse.
Yeah.
A steering wheel. It was fun. And it was really fun to push about the table. I enjoyed that. But what I found really interesting was watching other people building. Like, you could see some of them, like, I've just got no inspiration. It's late in the evening, so you're not necessarily the most creative. But, like, getting all of the pieces of one colour and sort of looking at them and trying to work out what you could do with it. Like, so we had an angel. The angel was good. The little train was good.
Yeah.
I mean...
My duck was amazing.
Your duck was definitely a duck,
but
it had a weird tail. I'll include the pictures at the end of the video for those who are watching. You can see our creations. But yeah, it was definitely passable as a duck, but I don't think it was most anatomically correct. Is that the right word?
I don't know. I don't know what ducks look like.
Because you can't picture stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that, Ian? Have you got something called...
Fantasia.
Fantasia?
Yeah.
Every opportunity to mention it, you mention it. Ian's like, I found a name for the thing that I have. Let's tell everyone about it.
It's exciting.
It's not exciting.
Okay.
Anywho, I asked Leah actually. I said, you know how Daddy's not in the room right now? Can you picture in your head what Daddy looks like? She's like, yeah. And I was like, what, Daddy can't do that? She's like, oh. So there you go. I explained your disorder to her.
Good. It's not disorder. It's an ability.
No, it's a lack of ability.
Nope.
But it is.
Nope.
I mean, it literally
It's
is.
a different ability.
No.
Yeah.
It's not.
You've clearly not done any neurodivergent training, have you?
No.
You think you would, working in a school?
They don't train me.
Yeah, true.
So, I'll ask you again. Did you enjoy the evening?
Yeah, it was okay.
Are you glad we went?
Yeah.
Would you like to go again?
Yeah, why not?
That's very non-committal, but that's the best we can expect from you.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a new location for them, wasn't it?
Yes.
So the previous pub is under new management and closed for refurbishment, I think. So may reopen soon-ish.
Yeah. I guess
So,
we'll
so
see.
that one, you were saying, doesn't do food?
That one didn't do food, obviously. The new place,
Yes, that's true.
they could change that.
Yeah.
And they seem to imply that the table setup was better at the upper pub.
But again, that might change.
Yeah, exactly. So, who knows? What were you expecting from the evening, and was it how you expected?
I don't really know.
Because I've seen like the Swindon group. I'm sure they did like the longest bridge contest or something, like actively building together.
Right.
Would that have been fun for you, or would that be a bit? Oh, I don't know you people. Why are you coming near me with Lego?
Maybe.
So you don't know what you're expecting.
No, I guess it was kind of what I was expecting to a degree. Chatting. It seemed a lot more actually a big group chatting.
Yeah.
I kind of almost expected it to be a bit more fragmented.
Yeah.
I mean, because we managed to move tables together, so everyone was sat, you know. And we also had like one section of the pub that wasn't really near to anyone else. There wasn't any noise coming from anywhere.
Yeah, so you could just have an open group discussion.
Yeah.
You're saying you were expecting like a few more like groups of 3 just chatting and then
Yeah.
swapping, like more of a networking event than a sit down,
Yes.
open meeting type thing. Yeah, no, I can see that. I guess as you get a larger group, that might be a thing that happens because it's hard to have a big discussion, like if you've got different interests and things. But I was quite impressed that we knew quite a few people. Like
because we know them through scaffold.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just you get worried about going to these events because you're like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I don't know if you noticed, I was kind of the minority this evening.
Being the only woman there, yeah.
So you think, is there going to be anyone that I can identify with? But then
was there anyone there with Fantasia?
you don't know that because you didn't ask.
That's true.
So, I think I know that I'm going to like Lego and everyone likes Lego. It's just even in a group where everyone likes Lego, there's different subgroups. Like I like Star Wars. I like Technic. I like. I can't think of a third.
Friends.
Everyone likes Friends. That's not a subgroup. That's
Not everyone
general.
does.
What?
I know. There's Bionicle fans. They don't like Friends.
Yeah. And within the group, we have quite a lot of insider knowledge. It would seem there was two people there with access to Lego secrets.
Yes.
So that's an interesting dynamic to have in a group because it's like you are all fans of Lego and you're talking about things that I actually know about, not me specifically.
Yes.
But that they know about, and can't say anything.
Yeah.
And then there's also that side of, like, specifically the guy who works for Lego. Is he a plant? Like, is he there trying to get our feedback kind of thing? And or is he there because he's a fan of Lego?
No, he was a fan of Lego who then got a job with Lego. So,
but
you know.
Do you think he's secretly a spy?
No.
And do you see the waiter that came over? He's like, I want to be over here.
So he was the barman. So yeah, I was chatting to him when we ordered food because he asked like what we're there for. So I said, "Oh, Lego." And so he goes to the Comic Cons.
Ah, okay.
And so then because they tend to have a Lego, you know, this thing, so he sees Lego through that. So yeah, he was jealous. He wasn't with us.
Oh, fair enough. That's quite funny. Do you think if, as part of one of a LUG specific event, there happened to be someone who really liked Lego in the pub, you'd let them join in, or do you have to say no, you're not part of the LUG?
Get them to sign up.
Yeah, well, recruit them, but would you say we'll come back next time once you're in the LUG, or we're friendly, right?
Yeah, well, I'm not. But
can we be adult friends of Lego? That's weird. I take it back. I don't want to say that again. I'll edit that bit out.
Okay.
No, it sounds weird, doesn't it? Adult friends of Lego. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't go with that. So we're gonna go again.
Yeah.
We're not gonna.
Getting there was a bit of a hassle.
Well, only because I took a wrong turn and we had to go around in a big circle.
And because the traffic was just.
Yeah, the traffic was horrendous.
Which is why we went round in a big circle.
Yeah, I don't know why it was so bad.
No.
But I mean, apparently isn't typical. Like we checked.
No, and there's a lot of roadworks going on. So
Yeah.
I think that mixed with a high volume of traffic, and it just didn't go well.
No, it's fine. I mean, that was the thing. It was meant to start at 7. We were definitely late, and I didn't feel like we'd missed out. So
no,
I think it's a very slow start.
I think when we got there were 4 or 5 people there before us.
Yeah, so I'd say I didn't feel too bad about being that late. So, and it went on for about 3 hours. We decided we put 3 hours on the car, and we were back to our car just in time.
Yeah, so the pub had essentially free parking for 3 hours.
Yeah, and that
you had to pay £1.50, but then you got £1.50 off at the bar as long as you were spending enough.
Yeah, it worked out well.
Yeah,
and we came home with free Lego.
So, how far would you be willing to travel?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because obviously, for us, it was
about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think coming back it was about 20.
Yeah.
So
traffic dependent, 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. I guess it was 40 minutes because I did that extra detail.
Yeah.
But it was meant to be 30 minutes.
Yeah. But obviously, not everyone lives within that distance of one of the meetups. I know there's a lot of meetups, but still.
I don't feel like there are that many. For Brickish specifically, or in general.
Brickish and...
So there's the Swindon one, R1. Stevenage, maybe? Is that what I'm thinking? Or something? I feel like I only ever see like 5 of them.
So...
Oh, do you know more?
If you remember the Bridge collab, that had all of the different meetups.
Yeah, but not all of them
and
had things because I don't.
No, but there were signs for each meetup, and I'd say there were maybe 8.
Okay, still not that many. Is it?
The country's not that big.
Yeah, but it's not 8 sections big. So you're you have to be lucky to be within 30 minutes, I guess.
Yes.
So you're saying how far would we drive?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 30 minutes I'd drive. I don't think I'd drive more than 30 minutes.
So
this is of an evening.
So because obviously Swindon is an hour and a half.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
You wouldn't do that.
Not of an evening.
Yeah,
because that's 3 hours each way. All round trip.
Yeah.
That's too much. That's you need to be able to get there and have more time there than you do travelling.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, logistically, it just won't work.
Yeah.
So, do you think they need more meetups?
I don't know. What do people do who live more than an hour away from all of the meetups?
Chat
they
online.
film their own.
Yeah. Well, I think that you can just create your own local meetups. I don't think there's a rule against it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, in a non-UK wide LUG, like it's just for an area, so that area would have one LUG meet. Like that LUG.
But if you think about where the lugs are in the UK,
Well, like Northern Brickworks, they don't have lots of Northern Brickwork meetings, do they?
I don't know. I think that
I think Gertlug might, because Gertlug seems to have taken on like Birmingham and Bristol, so it's quite distinct.
Yes.
So I think they have like the two little arms maybe.
Once Central Lug closed,
a whole bunch moved over.
Birmingham is quite far away from any of the other meetups. I think some of them, it's not that they'll have multiple meetups, but the meetups will move around.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
So I think I don't know if it's Northern Brickworks where it'll move around through different parts of Yorkshire and stuff, so that sometimes it'll be close to you, sometimes it'll be far away.
I think the benefit though is that it's a bit of time that you can chat Lego with people who you wouldn't necessarily. You do tend to form like cliques online and stuff.
Yeah.
That you talk about the same things or you've got the same interests. So going outside of that is good networking. It's good for seeing how other people build, and it's good for giving you that allocated time for just playing with bricks. So, yeah.
And saying it's our first LUG meetup, we did technically have a LUG meetup before, didn't we? When the was it the 3 counties LUG that then turned into that brick LUG?
Oh, the one that was online.
Yes, so we did during
we made a washing
pandemic.
Machine.
We did an online one.
Yeah, and did we make a washing machine?
Yes.
And it was just a headlight brick, wasn't it?
Pretty much. I think, yeah.
Small
we made a dragon out of a key.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
That didn't really work.
It's meeting people for the first time online. It feels like a lot more effort, and it's a lot easier to sort of put yourself on mute and go, I don't want to talk to this person. Like, I don't know. When they're literally in the room with you, even if you're not talking to them, they get to hear what you're talking about, and therefore it's easier to start that conversation.
Yes.
It's, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more turn-based when you're online. Like, you've got to get, everyone has the turn to talk.
Yeah.
Whereas you can go, right, that conversation over there sounds interesting, I'll join in on that one. And then this other conversation starts up over here and you can move.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot more things happening in parallel. It's more natural, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it's also nice to find a LUG where you don't mind the people that are in it. Like, if you could turn up to a LUG meet and you don't like any of the people, you're probably not going to go to that LUG meet.
That's true.
These seem like nice people. Friendly bunch.
Yeah.
And quite knowledgeable about Lego. Like, the guy who bought the Tintin rocket, then when they were talking about the slopes that go on the side, and Vaughan's like, oh, that was in a Atlantis set.
Yes.
I'm like, okay.
I don't know how we worked that out when he was,
He was like right across
down
the
the
room.
far end of the table in a dimly lit room.
Yeah, well, he knows.
I'm surprised he could see the rocket. I know it was that far away from.
That was another thing about the dimly lit room. Like, if we'd taken tech to that, trying to pick out colours would have been a nightmare for him.
Yes.
Like, we had the vibrant yellow, which we renamed to violent yellow today, or offensive yellow.
It has many names.
That didn't look that colour under most of the light. We couldn't tell it was that colour until you literally shone a light on it. So, and he was asking, is that sand green? I'm like, that's far from sand green. It was like one of the bright greens, but under the light, not easy to see. So, yeah, maybe pick a pub with better lighting. But yeah, I'd definitely go again. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the dropping bits of Lego on the floor, and then
that didn't go.
I did at one point, turn the torch on my camera to hunt for a piece because I needed it, and I dropped it.
Yeah, I guess if you don't need it, it's like we'll find that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, enjoyable. Recommended. We'll do again. So let us know in the comments below if you have been to a LUG meet and what your favourite part was and what kind of things you do there. Is what we've just described typical? Also, if you want to listen to any of our previous episodes, I will link up the playlist for that in the show notes or at the end. And we'll be back next week for some more.
Also, if you want to say whether the duck was better than the wheelbarrow thing.
No, this is not a bod. This is not a bod versus bod. This is not.
But you can still say which you prefer.
Okay, yeah. Good reminder to put the pictures in. Okay, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.